Alright, David Harry here, and in this video I'm going to be showing how I do my overhead shots for like my YouTube things at the table here. I quite often refer to these as rostrum shots. Now, this video is being done very specifically for a good YouTube buddy of mine who is John, Lensman Online. Get to John's channel here. So through this video I'm going to be talking to John. If anybody else watches the video, then hopefully you'll get something from it. Anyway, John, yeah, so this whole thing about I would do the overhead shots. Now, first off, I refer to these as rostrum shots. And basically, that's because, like, some time ago, I was doing some production work at the University of Liverpool. And in one of their departments, they had a proper rostrum setup. And a rostrum setup is like mostly associated, I think, with say stop motion animation and stuff like that. So it's basically like a rigging system where you would mount a camera above, typically a stills camera probably as well. And it'd be on like a platform that can raise and like a base that can move. Some of them tilt and do various angles and stuff. So it's effectively thing where you literally have a camera pointing down and you can change position, height, like azimuth or, you know, angle and stuff like that. And I think typically they are used probably mostly for animation, and it probably would mostly be used for stills photography as well, or cameras, stills cameras. I use the term rostrum shot in a more broader general sense, but basically overhead shot or overhead product shot. Now, your biggest concern possibly was you needed something that was like kind of small. Well, that is the system there that I use. So I'll crack into it now anyway, John. And as you can see there, that actually fits under me bed. So I just whiz this in and out as and when I need it and stuff. Now, what it is, oh yeah, and by the way, there'll be, for anybody else watching, there'll be links and stuff in the description and things like that, bits and pieces that I'm using in the video. Now what it is, John, this is a Manfrotto 190P, or Pro it says, 190 Pro B. I was going to say it's a 190 PROB. The only thing is I'm reading it upside down. So it's a 190 Pro B. Now the thing is, anything that looks like this, just grab it. You don't have to go for this specific, like, you know, tripod set. The other thing is, well, all this stuff here, again, is typically for stills shooting, not necessarily video cameras. But I use this type of stuff on most of my cameras because most of my video cameras are quite lightweight. Anyways, what you'll find, I mean, the audio's going to go a bit mad here, John, so I'm going to have to start moving away from the mic a bit. Right, so what it is, John, it's a typical tripod set, as you can see, yeah? I'll open it up in a second. But importantly, with these Manfrotto ones, and I'm fairly sure you'll get this on a number of other ones, you'd have this center column here. Now, typically, you would use this center column to raise up and down to get more height on your shot and stuff like that. However, with these ones, what you can do, you can whip out the center column and place it horizontally as well as vertically. So I'll show you that in a second. But also, as we can see here, and I'll try and get this a bit closer to the camera, I don't use the standard head on this system. What it is, the head on this system is this here. In fact, I'll take it off, I think. Yeah, I'll take it off first, then I'll show you it. What I'm going to do, John, I'll just do it all in one take here, because like I say, this video's more for you and not really other people, although other people get something out of it, then cool. So you can watch me as I fool around. So basically, this center pole unscrews from the bottom here. Hopefully we can see that. So it's got a screw that goes right the way through the center of the pole there. And then at some point, hold on, whatever is attached to the top, usually the typical, you know, kind of tripod head will come off like that. And then let me just put that down there. So what would happen is we get that center pole there, and then we just mount it sideways like this. Say like that. I was supposed to try and jam it into the spirit level. That's not going to work. Right, so you typically just put it in that way instead. So like I say, straight to the bottom like that to go normal. And then you've got the option to go 90 degrees or horizontal like that. So I'll leave that like that just for now. Put it down there. Now, this head system here, what it is, this is the top part of what typically is on the tripod. Now, usually that would just have like a normal swivel head on the top. Now, there's 3 little grub screws at the bottom there. Hopefully, we'll get a little bit of focus on that. So those 3 grub screws there, you literally just untighten them, twist off the normal head, and then twist this head on. Now, this head is the Manfrotto 222. Luckily for me, I've got a good friend called Threlly who sells me all of his hand-me-downs. So Gary actually ended up selling me this, which has been one of the best things he's ever sold me. Actually, Gary sold me a ton of great stuff, but just so happens that this is something that I use all the time that Gary flogged me. Anyway, so with this, it's a bit like a clutch system. So what happens is you kind of, see if we get it closer. It's got like a little brake thing there like that, right? So what you do, you can literally wobble this into all kinds of mad positions like that. Now, if you're using a light enough camera on it, you can put it vertical, horizontal, anywhere. So you literally just pull that little brake lever system there, position it, let go, and it stays there. I mean, it'll stay there as long as obviously the camera isn't mad too heavy for it. So there we go. That is just awesome. So what I'm going to do, in fact, is the camera. I'll have to drop this down. What it is, my camera's not going to see the height enough there. Right, what it is, I've got that bar in there that way. Now what I'll do, I'll tighten it up at the side. That's just the typical thing that you normally tighten it with in its vertical position. We'll tighten it when it's horizontal. And then we just attach that back on the side there like that. And then screw it back in from the back here. Am I going the right way? Right, hold on, John. I'll be with you in a second. Okay, and then eventually this will tighten back up. Okay, there we go. And then we've got our whole thing in this position. Now, we might just see it there in the top. Right, what it is, I'll kind of keep it in this position just so we can see it slightly there. I'll set it up on the floor in a sec. But as we can see, look, so I can just turn it around and do all kinds of nutty stuff with it. And then, if I want to, I can get the ball in the right position here. And I can turn it like, hold on. Oops, I can turn it right like that if I want to. Basically, any position I want in like a spherical, 360, 3D space. It's brilliant. It's just, it's awesome for doing all kinds of mad stuff. It's brilliant for other stuff other than the overhead shots as well. Anyway, so what I'm going to do here, John, I'm just going to set this up as I would do. So obviously just extend the legs. And this is the other thing as well that you were saying, John. Obviously you're a bit concerned as to, how big the thing would be and it'd have to be packed away. Well, honestly, this packs away so small as you've just seen anyway. And like I say, this normally lives under the bed or behind a door or in a cupboard. So it takes up hardly any space at all, which is awesome. So let me just get all this out. Okay, now generally what I do, I just get 2 of the legs splayed like that, and have that like buttered up to the table there, as we can probably see. Actually, yeah, I'm in shot here, that's okay. And then normally I would be using this camera that I'm on here, which is the AX100, which is shooting me now. Although, as you know, I've just got myself another ZV-1, so hopefully this is what the ZV-1's going to be doing for me. So I've just popped the camera on the end here, hold on, and there we go. So what happens now, I can twist and pull and move all this into a whole number of different positions. Can we see that? Yeah, there we go. So as you can see there, now what it is, although obviously you can't really put a spirit level on something like this because it's moving in so many different planes. It's got a spirit level on the end here, but once you're here, literally you just kind of, you twiddle this around and just move it into whatever position you want, let go of it and lock it. So just pull the lever in, move it, get it to position, let go of the lever, and then it's locked into position. So there you go, mate. That's exactly how I do my stuff. And then, depending upon if I need a high contrast or anything, depending upon what I'm shooting, I literally just use a dead simple art board like this. So a really simple whiteboard. There we go. I just popped that down on the table there, and then got myself a nice clean kind of background and stuff, and high contrast for all kinds of things that I'm filming. Anyway, there you go then, John. Hopefully that'll explain to you exactly how I do this stuff. And I will be doing a whole bunch of Rostrum stuff shortly. In fact, give us a second, I'm going to do a Rostrum shot right now. Okay then, John, so here we go then. Here's some Rostrum stuff here for you. So I've got some bits on the table, and filming myself with the other camera there. Hello. Right, now the only problem here though, John, is you're gonna have to bear with me because I've not really used the ZV-1 that much yet. I've been doing other stuff with it and not this type of thing, so I'm not entirely sure whether I've got the exposure correct here. What it is, I always eyeball stuff off screen, so it takes me a little while to get used to a camera's screen, and I will use that screen for judging colour, exposure, focus, everything. The other thing as well, not too sure, I haven't done me nails. Do you know what I did the other day, mate? I shot an entire video, right? And when I look back at it, I had a big piece of snot hanging out my nose. I had to scrap the video, so my nails may not be completely done for this one. Anyways, shut up, Dave, get on with it. So there's just something in the frame there, and then I can now drag it closer, and hopefully it auto focuses now that I've got the ZV-1 specifically for this type of stuff. Thing is, John, I'm not just only going to be like using the ZV-1 just for this, but it's going to be ideal for doing this stuff, hopefully. Now, if I pull this away from the center of the frame, oh, look at that. Oh, that's cool, isn't it? It's gone right back to the other stuff, and then if I pop it back to the center, oh, I like that. Oh, gonna have a lot of fun with this. Hold on. Actually, John, I'll just show you some of this stuff on the ZV-1 while I'm at it, eh? There we go. Let's have a look, see if we can catch that. Okay, so center frame. Like I say, the only thing is I'm looking at the little tiny screen on this camera, you see, and it is smaller than my usual AX100 screen, so gonna have to get used to it a little bit here. But there we go. I think that's in focus there. I wonder how close I can get, say, the edges there for the socket. Is that in focus there, maybe? I doubt it will be there. That might be a bit too close. I'm not too sure. Hold on. Nonetheless, mate, this is ace, isn't it? Look at that. I can get like right close to stuff here, have a real good fool around with things, and then when I pull it out the way, it'll snap back to focus to whatever's at the back there. Let me see if it'll do this little SanDisk card as well. Oh yes. How cool is that? Wow. Okay, I'm really into this. Anyway, so I think then, John, this system here, my typical overhead rostrum thing will work really well with the ZV-1. So there you go then, John. Hopefully, this video's helped you. And yeah, there'll be some links I'll have around and stuff, for these things. But don't forget though, John, you can get anything as long as you can find the bits, across different types of manufacturers to do the same thing. Just use whatever you want for this. Although I have to say, I've used this system for a while now, and it is just awesome. Does exactly what I need it to do, as you can see. And also as well, if you're going to do some stuff like this, John, grab yourself a whiteboard as well. I actually got this for free, so you know what I mean? Just don't pay hardly anything for these things, because you'll probably do what I've done and wrecked a couple of them really quickly anyway. All right then, so there we go then, John. Hopefully that's all have been of some use to you. And if anybody else has come across this, then hopefully it's been useful to you as well. Anyway, John, and anybody who's come across this video, I'm going to dive off now. But if you've liked the video, actually, this isn't a message to John, because John, you already watch me videos anyway. But to anybody else who may have seen this video, if you've liked the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and get all over that bell notification icon for other similar types of videos and stuff like that. Anyways, I'm David Harry. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care and goodbye now.